What's up, guys? Welcome to your Friday video, and before we get into anything here, I unfortunately have some news. Not good news. Jacob will no longer be a part of this channel. He is, quitting because he feels he will be unable to handle the weekly uploads that this channel will be, providing for you, and, that's fine. So, we just thought we would tell you instead of him just dropping off the channel without anybody saying anything. So, I guess if there's somebody that watches this channel but they, don't watch my video, they're just never gonna know. But, that's cool, whatever. That's what you get for not watching my video. Do I really have to say anything about that? So, this week's topic is going to be the DAT boy moment, which I'm the one that came up with this topic. Basically, it is this idea that I've kind of come up with that I feel as though pretty much every trans person has this sort of moment where they kind of realized, oh shit, I'm trans, and it's like a quick, oh shit, what up, like, oh crud. So, DAT boy, right there. If you know the meme, cool. If not, click off of this video, man. No, don't. I need the view. So, moving right into it. Here's the thing. Before I get into my DAT boy moment, I kind of want to bring you sort of my almost DAT boy moments. Because, here's the thing, alright? I have many memories of my childhood where I'm surprised that I didn't stop and say to myself, oh shit, what up, I'm trans. Or somebody else didn't say that to me, like, oh shit, what up, you're trans. Like, I'm surprised that it took me as long as it did to finally realize, but you'll see what I mean in a second. This is the part of the video where I get really dazed because of the topic that I am talking about, so please just excuse that. So the first thing that I can really remember about myself, having an almost, oh shit, what up moment, is when I was about 4 to 5 years old, alright? When I was 4 to 5 years old, I can remember having very interesting, dreams, both when I slept and daydreams while I was still awake before I went to sleep. And these aren't exactly dreams that your, regular old, this little 5-year-old girl should be having, I had actual thoughts that one day I would run away when I was old, 18. Oh, so old, I'm 18 now. I dreamt that when I was 18, I would just run away and go to the hospital, and they would change me, because I knew that people did that. I thought people went to the hospital, and they would just change you, and by change you, I meant, transition, but I thought it just happened all at once, and I thought you just go to the hospital and say, hey, change me, and then they did. I didn't have comprehension of money, I didn't have an understanding of medical stuff, I didn't have comprehension of anything. So, I kind of left this out because I was a little dazed and confused, but by transition, I mean transition into a male with, a full-on beard and, just a manly, man, and that's what I really wanted, and that's, again, that's not exactly something that a 5-year-old should really be thinking about, and that was a pretty big indication that something was seriously different about me right then and there. I actually dreamed that I would do that, and I remember, crying myself to sleep, crying when I woke up, all the time, because I couldn't help but think, wow, I'm gonna have to leave all my friends and all my family behind, because they're not gonna understand how badly I want to do this, and I'm gonna feel so embarrassed. And the fact that I didn't sit there and just kind of go, this isn't a normal thing, because I didn't take a moment to think, oh, this is normal, or oh, this is not normal. It was just something that I thought, and I didn't think as to why. I didn't realize that, oh, hey, I need to talk to somebody about this, because a 4 to 5-year-old shouldn't be thinking these things. But since I was 4 to 5 years old, I didn't know that a 4 to 5-year-old child shouldn't really be thinking those things. So that's just kind of a thing right there. And I think back to it now, and I'm just like, wow, you're in for a ride, kid. So, another thing that I can really, really recall is in 7th grade, no, this was actually 8th grade. I lied. Big fat liar. In 8th grade, I remember that our social studies teacher was talking, and he was basically just talking about different things, and, like, I guess this group of boys were just, like, you know, being rowdy or whatever, and he goes, damn, like, sit down, gosh. And then he made the comment of, why can't you all just be a bunch of girls, you know? At this age, you know what girls do? They want to sit there and, you know, maybe they'll talk, but they won't roughhouse. Boys just want to play in the mud. And I remember thinking, I kind of want to play in the mud. And I don't know why that all of a sudden made me pause. I had like a have-see dat boy moment right there, okay? I just kind of stopped and went. So then I wrote a quick little note to my buddy Luis that sat next to me. And as I wrote the note, I, like, looked over at him, back of the note, looked over at him, back of the note. And then I handed it to him, and the note was like, Luis, can I tell you something? And he was like, handed it back to me, and said, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, kept writing it. And I was like, all right, well, I think I'm a boy, like, in a girl's body. I don't think I'm a lesbian. Because at this point, I already come out as a lesbian. And I was like, I think I'm a boy in a girl's body. Because that's the only way I could articulate it, and I was the only, like, I was like, what the fuck? So, like, I pass it to him, and he reads it, and he looks at me, and he goes, writes some more, hands it to me, and it's basically, like, he basically said, your life is like a novella, dude. And that was the end of it, didn't really talk about it further. But I had, like a half-see dat boy moment. I didn't actually come to the conclusion of, I am trans. I just came to the conclusion of, oh, I'm a boy in a girl's body. And before anybody comes for me in the comments being like, that's not how you describe a person who's trans, you don't say that, blah, 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 because I know that can be problematic. I was in 8th grade. I didn't know anything. I'm telling the story exactly how it happened. Breathe. This is where my actual dat boy moment comes in. Alright? Now, I was scrolling through YouTube, and this is where things are going to get a little bit muggy here. I was scrolling through YouTube, and I was watching a specific YouTuber who, at the time, he didn't come out as trans. He had been stealth, and then he felt, I guess, guilty and felt that he had been lying to his fan base. And basically made a Tumblr post explaining, like, I was born female, but, like, I've never felt female. I know some people call that, like, transgender, but I don't identify with that. I identify just as a male. I'm not open about it. I'm just a male. I'm not a trans male. I'm just a male. Or something like that. And I remember thinking, like him describing how he felt when he was a kid, like, I was like, wow, I really do feel like that. Crap. And he has since deleted the video and the Tumblr post, so that is why I'm going to keep him nameless in this video, because it's very obvious that this boy wants to go stealth. And I see people outing him all the time, and it's just really shitty, so, you know, that's a thing. We're gonna keep him anonymous on this video. If I see any, like, comments outing in the comments, I'm gonna delete it. I don't want that. It's so very clear to me that he wants to be stealth, and I'm not going to violate his privacy there. But because of the nature of the video, in which he talks about the Tumblr post, never being too specific, but the Tumblr post was in the link, because of that, I guess in the suggested videos there were, you know, things relating to trans stuff. And I notice, that there's a video that's titled, 3 years on T comparison, and I didn't know what that means, but the boy in the thumbnail was very cute, so I was like, I'm gonna look at him. You might be confused, because earlier in the video I stated I came out as a lesbian. I have since, I guess, came out, I suppose, as queer, as... I just want love. And that YouTuber was a YouTuber by the name of Skylar Kurgel? I don't know, Skylar K11. That's his username. So I click on it, and it's basically, this was my first impression of this individual, of good old Skylar. He's sitting there, and he's kind of like in his room, he's kind of hunched over a little bit, and he's talking, and I'm like, he's so cute. And I was like, huh. And then, he's like talking about going to take his testosterone that day or something like that. And then, it cuts to a week, 2 weeks, whatever, and it just keeps going all the way up to a year. Sorry, y'all, I meant 3 years. I really do apologize. I was so dazed throughout this whole video recording process. And, at some point, he's got his top surgery. I watched that whole thing just mesmerized, not really thinking, just watching it, and at the end of it, I was like, I want that. I really, really want that. And it was at that moment that I realized what the hell was going on and what trans was, and the fact that that was me, and I was just like, oh my god. Oh shit, what up? So, it was very scary. I cried myself to sleep for about 2 weeks straight before writing down on a piece of paper just a rough draft of a status on Facebook that I wanted to post. And that's how I came out. I typed it up, made some corrections, and posted it, basically coming out as trans and saying, call me Jason. And I came up with the name Jason. I don't know how. It just was the first word, it was the first name that popped into my head, and I went with it, So it was definitely, sorry, I seem like I'm very sad in this video. I'm not. It's just I'm thinking about it, and it's kind of weird to think about. It's really weird to talk about out loud, because I'm realizing so many things about it that it's like, wow. And it was generally received well on my Facebook. I don't think there were any comments that were pretty mean. I blocked all my family first, so it was just my friends. And that's about it. That was my DAT boy moment. Man. Until next week, I'm Jason. Enjoy Dominic and Jay's video this week, and talk to you guys later. Bye.
Boo! You suck!